This is Gerardo Del Real with Resource Stock Digest. Joining me today is the CEO of Orestone Mining, Mr. David Hottman. David, how are you? How is your family? Everybody healthy?
Yes, everybody's healthy. Thanks for the time here, Gerardo. I really appreciate it.
It's overdue. We haven't chatted publicly in a couple of months, and it's a different world, frankly. The last time you and I spoke, the company was excited about advancing the Resguardo copper gold porphyry project in Chile. Obviously, we're all adjusting to the new normal, but it seems like things are moving forward. You had a news release last week that I want to chat about. You're in the midst of a financing that I know is gaining traction with the gold market we have now. Copper seems to be rebounding. We talked last time about how successful the team has been in the past, and I gotta believe that at these levels, Orestone is an incredible speculation for anybody looking for copper gold exploration exposure. Can you give us an update on what's going on with the Resguardo and how things are moving along on that front?
Yes. Well, first off, on the financing, in mid-February, we announced a financing just before all of this pandemic or the COVID hit. And the markets being in such turmoil, we had to put it on hold. Now that even though with the price of metal or copper was down, but gold was up dramatically. And so what we're seeing here in the last couple of weeks is that financings in junior stocks are gaining momentum. And even though that's been on hold, the Resguardo property, we've been advancing it towards drill ready. We've got all of the approvals necessary from the government down there in Chile. We have had 3 contractors, drill contractors to site. We're going back and forth on the bids to clarify and fine-tune them. And we've also had a couple of road or basically bulldozer contractors on the site and providing bids as well. So it remains a very big untested target, and no new technical information in terms of geology.
Right.
It's drill ready. It's like a rocket sitting on the launch pad. We're just we're going out and collecting up money to buy the fuel to put in the rocket.
Excellent. So the plan definitely is to raise the money, which I think you won't have any trouble doing, and then put it to work. And last time we chatted, we talked about how inexpensively you could test the target. That still sounds like that's the plan, right?
That's correct. And right now, now that we've, or as of last week, I started talking to people again, and we've got a couple of funds that we're talking to as a strategic investor that would be interested in 9.9% of the company, and we've got a large mining company that's interested in doing something, and that would probably be the 15 to 19% interest in the company. And the thing that's attracting everybody is that just the magnitude of the target, and that it's more like connecting the dots with what we're seeing on the surface and the IP anomaly. So to test that in this early stage, it's the bids are coming in probably be $125 per meter of drilling. And so the way to look at that would be 1,000 meters is 125,000 US. And so we would we'll go out there and drill 1,000 to 2,000 meters. I think the contract or the bids we're getting for 1,000 meters with the option to go to 3,000 or 4,000 meters. So it's very inexpensive to drill. In other words, each drill hole. So each drill hole, easy math, 300-meter hole.
Right.
Is, well, let's make it a 400-meter hole, would be $50,000.
Excellent.
So and you can drill into something that might be worth many billions. Actually, one investor recently said to me, actually an analyst, he said, the stock is at a dime. He said, that if you don't hit, the stock goes to a nickel. If you do hit, it goes to $5.
That's the way it works. I mean, the target here is a compelling one for those not familiar with why this could be one of those plays. Can you provide a brief overview of the target and what makes analysts and investors so excited about getting a rig out there and frankly testing this thing?
Yes, the project is in Chile, just outside of a city by the name of Copiapó, which is a mining service town. Within 100 kilometers, there's half a dozen huge mines or deposits. By huge, I mean a billion ton or more. The target itself is an IP, or induced polarization anomaly, which is an electronic anomaly. Fairly shallow. It's at about 150 meters of depth. It's over a kilometer long, approaching 1.4 kilometers, which is just about a mile for U.S. listeners. The width is up to 800 meters wide, so it's almost a half a mile. And in terms of mineralization or evidence of mineralization, we have two sets of faults, one on an east-west basis, one on a north-south basis. And where they are in close proximity to this IP anomaly below surface, those faults at surface, they're bleeding off copper and a lot of alteration. And there's been some historic mining of grades 1 to 7% copper with a half a gram of gold that is a couple hundred meters off of one end of the zone. So all the evidence points to that this big IP anomaly is the source of all of that mineralization and alteration, and it's a very, very large target. And based on the grades from the historic mining, our target would then be 1% copper and half a gram of gold, 300, 500 million tons at a minimum. So very, very large.
Good stuff. A lot to like for a company with a market cap of, where is it today, David?
About $2 million.
I sense that'll change relatively soon. When do you think and believe that you'll be able to get a rig out there given the current circumstances?
I would hope to finish up the financing by the end of the month, and we would have a rig out there mid-June, results mid-July.
Fantastic. David, anything else you'd like to add?
Yes, from 2 million market cap, something like this, if we saw $100 to $200 million market cap, wouldn't be out of the question with the discovery. And so there's a lot of upside, very little downside.
Fantastic. David, thank you for the time. I'm looking forward to having you back on once the financing is closed and we have a solid date for drilling, which of course is going to be the next big catalyst. Thank you again.
Yes. Great. Thank you, Gerardo.